You know, most folks don't get too excited about traffic cones and detour signs, but here's the thing. Traffic management during construction. It's way more than just an inconvenience, folks. It's about keeping people safe, keeping things moving, and getting the job done right. We're talking about those massive projects, the ones that build our roads, bridges, tunnels, the arteries of our modern world. So today we're going to dive into the nitty-gritty of why traffic management during construction is so crucial. Let's get dirty. We're talking about construction sites here, folks. Heavy machinery swinging around, trenches being dug, materials piled high. Now throw in thousands of cars and trucks zipping past, drivers distracted by their phones or just plain impatient, and you've got a recipe for disaster. That's why proper traffic management is so critical. First and foremost, it's about protecting lives, both the folks working on the project and the people driving by. We're talking about clear signage, bright orange cones, those big burly concrete barriers. They're there to create a safe zone, a buffer between the chaos of the construction site and the flow of traffic. And let's not forget about speed limits. Reduced speeds give drivers more time to see potential hazards, and they give workers a fighting chance if something unexpected happens. Every cone, every sign, every flashing arrow, they all play a role in keeping people safe. It's about families going home to their loved ones, workers clocking out without a scratch, and drivers arriving at their destinations in one piece. Because at the end of the day, that's what matters most. All right, let's talk about traffic jams, those soul-crushing, time-sucking monsters that haunt our daily commutes. Nobody likes them, but they're practically unavoidable, especially when construction's involved. But here's the thing. With a little planning and a whole lot of know-how, we can at least try to keep those traffic nightmares to a minimum. That's where effective traffic management comes in. See, it's like a giant game of chess, moving pieces around, anticipating bottlenecks, and finding ways to keep things flowing. We're talking about carefully planned detour routes, strategically placed lane closures, and traffic signals timed to perfection. Traffic might slow down a bit, sure, but it keeps moving. But without that careful planning and execution, well, things can grind to a halt pretty darn quick. So the next time you see those orange cones and detour signs, remember this. It might be a pain in the neck in the short term, but that well-choreographed dance of traffic control is what keeps our cities moving and our projects on track. Minimizing disruptions to businesses and communities. Now let's talk about the folks who live, work, and do business around these big construction projects. They're the ones who feel the impact of traffic disruptions most directly. Imagine this, you're a small business owner and your shop is smack dab in the middle of a major road project. Suddenly, access to your storefront is limited, parking is a nightmare, and customers are choosing to go elsewhere because it's just too much of a hassle. Or how about this? You're an EMT responding to an emergency, sirens blaring, but you find yourself stuck in a traffic jam caused by poorly planned construction. That's why effective traffic management isn't just about keeping cars moving, it's about minimizing disruptions to the lives and livelihoods of the people who live and work in the surrounding communities. Construction companies need to keep the public informed about upcoming road closures, detour routes, and project timelines. They need to work with local businesses to minimize disruptions, whether it's providing alternative parking options, adjusting delivery schedules, or simply keeping them in the loop. Avoiding costly delays and fines. Let's talk about the bottom line, folks. Construction projects are expensive. We're talking millions, sometimes billions of dollars. And time, as they say, is money. Every day a project gets delayed is another day of labor costs, equipment rentals, and potential penalties. That's why effective traffic management isn't just about safety and convenience. It's about protecting those investments and keeping those projects on track. When traffic's a mess, everything slows down. But here's the good news. A well-planned traffic management strategy can help mitigate those risks. By anticipating potential bottlenecks, creating efficient detour routes, and keeping traffic flowing as smoothly as possible, construction companies can avoid those costly delays and keep their projects on schedule and within budget. Complying with regulations. Let's be real, folks. Construction sites are already a bureaucratic maze of permits, inspections and regulations. And when you start talking about traffic control, well, let's just say the paperwork multiplies faster than rabbits in a carrot patch. Governments and municipalities take traffic safety seriously. They've got rules about how construction zones need to be set up, how traffic needs to be managed, and what kind of signage needs to be in place. Those regulations, as much of a pain as they can be, they're there for a reason. They're there to protect people, to prevent accidents, and to ensure that these massive projects are carried out safely and responsibly, because at the end of the day, it's about accountability, responsibility, and making sure that everyone involved in these projects is held to the highest standards. Traffic management matters, so there you have it, folks. Effective traffic management during construction, it's not just about avoiding congestion, it's about safety, efficiency and ensuring smooth progress on those projects that keep our world moving. It's about protecting lives, minimizing disruptions and keeping those big, complicated projects on track. So, next time you see those orange cones, take a moment to appreciate the effort that goes into keeping everyone safe and everything moving. Please like, share and comment.